Hey, Joe Schmo Cool Stuff here with 10 tips, tricks, and tidbits you might not know about Don't Starve. I am curious how many of the 10 you'll end up knowing though, so be sure to let me know in the comments. Alright, let's just jump right in. Conventional wisdom says that when you hear Deerclops' roar, you need to frantically run like 6 screens from your base or else Clops will smash everything like the big meanie he is. Clops ain't so bad actually, because when his aggro is on you, the player, he does not destroy structures. So as long as you retain aggro, your base is completely impervious to Deerclops. The big fella can't do a thing to it. So retain aggro, what does that mean? Every enemy has a de-aggro timer that is reset every time they take a swing at you. Deerclops' de-aggro timer happens to be 20 seconds. So as long as you taunt him into swinging at you within those 20 seconds, he'll stay aggroed on you. If you hang out a lot on Don't Starve streams, you'll know that I've seen the fire pit Dragonfly kiting method. But actually all you need to kite D-Fly is just a little speed. A walking cane and a road will suffice. And even better if you have something like coffee, which is just ludicrously overpowered. Oh, and you can also kite DST's Dragonfly as well. Check out my speedrun of that with good old Wolfgang. I'll put a link to that in the description. When you harvest from a bee box or smack a beehive, only the bees inside at the time get pissy. The other bees outside, I don't know what they're doing, but they're totally oblivious. So you can harvest honey or smash hives freely if you first vacate the box or hive entirely of bees. The best way to do this is to light it on fire, of course. Build the bee boxes within range of a flingomatic, make sure the flingo was actually activated, like the bee box on fire. Then go ahead and harvest. You can also use an ice staff or a luxury fan to extinguish the active flames. This one's not so useful, but it's so damn cute. If you corral a bunch of koalefants into the same area, you'll notice that they have similar herd mechanics to beefalo. And in fact, if you smack one, they'll all aggro on you. I don't know how having 2,500 pound behemoths all charging at you is cute, but hey, it's cute, what can I say? And a bonus tidbit about koalas, their hitbox is more than one tile wide, so you can skip every other wall and still keep them contained. The same applies to vault goats. You know who it doesn't apply to? Beefalo. Those big old boys somehow squeeze through one wide gaps. Clay, how is a beefalo smaller than a goat? Speaking of beefalos, let's talk about beefalo pens. Beefalo pens are historically troublesome because beefalo will break down the walls when they're in heat. But here's the thing, beefalo aren't dumb. They don't randomly get mad at inanimate objects. They get mad at those pesky birds that land outside the walls, and the walls are just an obstacle between them and maimed crows. There's a solution to this though that I came up with. You can trick the beefalo's AI and cause them to stay away from the walls by placing and smashing a few rows of grass walls in between. The grass walls look pretty decent for a beefalo pen, and the beefalo don't like standing on them, so they cluster around the center, well out of range of any birds who might land outside. By the way, this is part of one of my Mega Base worlds. I'm thinking of having a world tour video at some point if you guys would be interested in that. I'm thinking maybe for a 2K sub special or something. I don't know. Let me know. Food spoilage in Don't Starve is actually dependent on the ambient temperature, so food will spoil 25% slower in winter and 25% faster in summer. So yeah, the values you see on the wiki not necessarily accurate, but close enough. You know those big tentacles that you sometimes come across in DST? They contain a secret. If you defeat them, they'll open up something similar to the wormholes on the surface that you can use to warp to another location in the caves. I don't have Weber unlocked for my current profile, so it's sort of become a thing where I happen to get Weber's skull in nearly every run I upload. But Weber isn't the only one with a skull. In fact, most of the other characters have skull item assets in the game files, even the ones that haven't been implemented yet. This is a simple one, but I don't think many people know that you can close backpacks by right-clicking on them. Pretty neat, eh? That's it for now. It was really tough choosing just 10 tidbits for the video. I have a notepad document filled with the things, so yeah, definitely keep an eye out for episode 2. Thanks for watching. See ya!